Hello everybody, my name is Paul Jr. and welcome back to What Remains of Edith Finch. So we've just done Gus and Gregory. It was a bit of a hard one to do because it was the babies, but let's continue forward and see what we can do. Raise the flag, 7 right time. Dawn, sweep trash. Gus, mop mow yard. Greg, be a baby. Run to the map. Wow, we're trying to make soldiers out of the kids. I can't. We're 22.
Up to the loft after her brothers died.
We're 22 weeks pregnant. We shouldn't be doing this.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh, so this must be Dawn.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I won't get into that one.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Okay. Fly to India, Dawn Finch. Can I read the book? Oh.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
No, oh, sorry. I didn't want to go back. I wanted to look at the poster. There we go. Did a bit of exercise that we needed. Ooh, I'm not afraid of her. How far up the house are we now? Quite far.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Dawn's garden. Lewis's.
And to see
Melton.
kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
The school. Edith. Lewis rules. Multiplication tables. Oh wow, a little homeschool.
But it didn't last.
I'm with a view like that. Scientific method. Relief efforts ending disaster. Is that how he died? Is that how her father died? Myth, the curse, the history.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
No, I don't want this game to end. No, please no. But Milton had... I know it's there. Milton hasn't had a death date. Okay, there's nothing else around it. Yeah, Milton hasn't had a death date, so... Where did I just come out of? No, I've got a few more rooms to go. So, is Milton still alive? Paint. Imagine as a kid, this would be amazing. Oh, I love the drawing. I love the art style of this. Oh, I know I've been saying it in every single one, but I'm totally in love with this game. But he hasn't got a death date. He's got to still be alive, hasn't he? So he's the painter.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, clever. Oh, the door. The door is a secret passageway, is it? The door.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So he disappeared. He didn't die. Have I missed Edie right at the bottom there? No, I've missed Edie. Shit. Oh, please don't say I've missed Edie.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Fuck, have I missed Edie? No.
I found in the house. Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
What a room.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
High school diploma. So Lewis Finch was a bit of a... I don't know.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Yeah, there it is.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Ah.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Oh, yeah.
His mind began to...
Wander?
wander.
Oh, wow.
I asked him to describe it.
This is really odd because I'm doing two different things with both thumbsticks.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
Go there.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Ooh,
And
dragons.
things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
This is quite difficult to do.
But he found something more. I worried about him then,
He expanded his mind.
daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Yeah, but one false move.
Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
Oh no.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
A dog. Always gotta have a dog.
On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
I wish my dreams were like this.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
Huh?
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery,
Didn't need to.
but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
It was real.
were all in his imagination,
Oh.
so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh wow. Oh, this is
Conquer the
fantastic.
city, then immediately push on. New Louis. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Well, one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
He was gone. Oh.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
handsome queen.
handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents.
sinister serpents.
Ah! I love this so much.
He followed the sound of her
Silver harp.
silver
No.
harp.
Ah, too late. I like the sound of a sitar. He's gonna fall in love in his own imagination.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh God.
He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Emperor? Oh no! No! Don't load now. Conqueror? Emperor?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon. but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Ah, Lewis.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Am I going to kill myself? I am, and I.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh, Lewis.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Man, it seems like a very nice place to be, but he's got to come back. There's a cat.
The wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Molly! Oh, this looks nice though, but sadly, as we know, he's lost in the real world. Completely lost.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
I love the music though.
There was only one thing left to do.
Oh no! No!
Bend down his head.
Oh, Lewis. Lewis.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Lewis.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Now where?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Stop loading!
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
This Edie's room.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Is that the, up there. Edith. Upstairs.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
No, it's not. I missed someone. I can't believe I missed someone.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Wow.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Let's keep going forward. Let's keep going
I
forward.
got turned around.
Let's keep going forward.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're
No,
gonna rip it like-
Mum.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
No. No.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After after that, we moved around a lot.
I'm going straight to that library if it allows me.
Tried to make the best of it.
Whee! Just so simple, so subtle gameplay, but this story is just...
A few years went by.
Just look at that.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Wow.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wow. Wow. I am completely gobsmacked. Well, I don't know what much more to say, really. Oh, I did it all. I thought I missed one. Well, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I am sort of don't know what to do now. The storytelling in this game is absolutely fantastic. So the whole entire team, the design, the sound, everything was absolutely fantastic. And the way the words moved and you interacted with the words and just everything molded into one. Yeah, it's not like one of these games where everything has to blow up and do everything like that. And just everything made sense. But I want to know how Edith passed away. Maybe in childbirth or So, but it was horrible seeing like the little ones die. That was a bit like them there. That's a bit harsh, that one. But Molly, she was very, very odd. Having the older turned into a cat, then an owl, then a monster. And Barbara getting killed by God knows what. Walter getting taken out by a train. You had, I believe it was Calvin who decided he wanted to fly. It's just everything. What a game. And now I'm just going to enjoy this for a little while and see if there's anything else at the end of this. But yeah. What a game. I hope you enjoyed it too, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. As I say, there wasn't much like to do. It was just sit back and enjoy the wonderful writing. And I don't know, playtesters. I had one of them, those little viewers, and that's kind. I did. Oh, excuse me. Trick or treats on my feet. I don't know. I just enjoyed it. Love and memory of Lewis Finch. Oh yeah, Lewis. Where? Oh, the Edith Finch team. The end.